Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome to today's episode of Top Deck. We have something special, a #1 Channel Fireball Pro Showdown deck from February here. So very stoked about this one. It is by Jan Claudio Key, so apologies if I butchered that, but congratulations on #1 for the Pro Showdown here. Now, quickly, Planeswalkers, for those of you that are new, those of you that are returning, I obviously appreciate you tuning in, and we got a lot coming your way. You can absolutely check out the timestamps down below where we are going to cover the deck list strategy, the sideboard, how to sideboard, and then we're going to go ahead and play some competitive Magic here with this deck today, in both best of 1 and best of 3. But before we do that, a couple thoughts. I'm super stoked, like I said, about this because I've been waiting for the meta to be ripe for Foretold decks again, Doom Foretold decks, and we're seeing that particularly here with the Esper one. This deck beat out several mono red aggro snow decks, Dimir Rogues decks, and a lot of the cool stuff and top end stuff right now. So very excited about showing you this one today. But before we go and dive into it here, as always, just a huge thank you. Truly, I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe down over there. That'll keep you up to tune on my content here, and additionally like the video as well, my friends. So before I do hop in, one last thought. If you do have questions or comments throughout, please let me know down below. You can absolutely hop in the Discord server and hang out with all of us as well. And then last but not least, the deck list is available for you down below as well. So let's hop into it here and talk about the strategy and objective of this deck. So this is the traditional kind of Yorion or Esper Yorion Doom deck. Now, there's a couple new additions here that are very important to take note of. We have the Raven's Warning. So this sucker here creates a 1/1 blue bird creature with flying. We also gain 2 life. The second one, whenever one or more creatures we control with flying deal combat damage to a player this turn, look at that player's hand and draw a card. And then last but not least, we may put a card we own from outside of the game on top of our library. Now, I wanted to read through that because there is a lot going on. We haven't seen this card yet. It's a new one from Kaldheim, and it acts like the Fae of Wishes, except we pull it from our sideboard and put it on the top of our library. So you still have some, chances that it could get removed, but very powerful nonetheless to go grab answers and help you out there in the main board. So a couple of big things here in terms of that strategy and objective. It's really about shutting your opponents down early game, getting the draw, managing the board. Same thing in the three slot spot. But then once we get to 4, things really start to happen here with Doom Foretold. This card essentially taxes your opponents and yourself, but you obviously can always sacrifice this card. With this one, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent, and then it does a bunch of stuff if they can't. Now, very important here, we got Archon of Sun's Grace to balance all these things out. We have the ability to use Dance the Mance, pull all the stuff back from our graveyard into play, hit all those triggers, and then multiple Yorions and other control things with Elspeth Conquers Death at the top end to pull stuff back from our graveyard. So I am very excited, like I said, about this deck. I think it's a nice iteration on a new version here with Kaldheim, and obviously it took first place in February here for the Channel Fireball Pro Showdown, which is also very impressive. So why I wanted to cover it here today. Now, that, my friends, is the strategy and objective of this deck. Again, locking your opponents down, building the value over time, and then closing in on either some of the bigger creatures, token creatures, or Dance the Mance to kind of close the match down for you there. Now, that in and of itself, in a nutshell, like I said, is the strategy. We're going to talk about the sideboard here. So quickly, I'll just plow through this so you guys can take a quick look. And again, the benefit of the Raven's Warning is we can pull these things in. I was excited to see Doomscar. We have not seen this yet in a very competitive deck, except for this one. I knew there was going to be a spot for this, but this guy, just to spend a minute here, Doomscar destroys all creatures. We can foretell it, so we can pay 2 as an investment up front and then cast this as a sorcery for 3 and wipe the board. So something that's very powerful that people have initially called out as being a high value card, but we haven't quite seen it yet, here we begin to take a note because it may keep coming. So just be aware of that, my friends. So in essence, we got all these different things that's going to help us in our aggro, mid-range, and late game lineup. So when we talk about that in terms of how we're going to line up our sideboard, when we talk about the aggro matches, we have a lot of things here to kind of help us in terms of direct kill. We can counter a few things or lock them up, but the reality that you're probably going to look towards actually is bringing in Skyclave Apparition. You're probably going to bring in the Doomscar, and I would actually maybe potentially even bring in a Dance with the Mance again as well. So those are a couple things that I would do. I would then, in terms of moving things out, you're probably going to pull out the negates, to be honest. So that gives you 3. The other thing that you can do on the top end, you're absolutely going to want to keep the value with the Extinction Event, but you could always go less on Yorion Sky Nomad or go less on Elspeth Conquers Death because you might not hit a lot there. So that's what you're going to think about in the aggro matchup. These are things like mono red snow, mono red aggro, could be mono white aggro, could be the Flyers deck that we just did that was Jeskai. Obviously, I think there's certainly an opportunity here with this one, so keep your eyes out for that in terms of the Nazoris Flyers deck. Additionally, my friends, these are also decks like Gruul Aggro. Also, potentially, you could consider Gruul Aggro a mid-range deck. So we'll move into the mid-range here. These also could include Naya Adventures, potentially. I know it could also be an aggro deck, but that's one way to look at it. Additionally, this could be like a Stompy deck. You can also have the mono green aggro deck for the aggro lineup. But the other things here as well could be a Sultai mid-range. It could be a Rakdos mid-range, Rakdos sack, those kinds of things. So we have a very, very wide variation. In terms of the aggro lineup or the more creature-based lineup, when we talk about the mid-range, if they are more creature-based, you'll stick to the same stuff that we talked about there with the Skyclave, the Doomscar kind of a thing. You may want to pull Heliod's in depending on if they're running Great Henge and those things for that perspective. But then when we get to more of the control-based side of that mid-range, you are going to take a hard look at Duress. You are going to take a hard look at Disdainful Stroke, potentially negates, Mystical Disputes, depending on what you're playing, and then again, that Dance the Mance. So keep those things into consideration. These could also be some of those Ugin decks. And then what you're going to look to move out, actually, is things like Glass Casket. You may consider moving out and Eliminate, so that's 3 right there. You may even take a look at Heartless Act, as well as even the Extinction Events are good ones, because if they're not creature based, you're not going to be able to remove them off the board. They're dead cards, or if you're not getting many cards for the Extinction Event, that's a good spot for you too. And then as we transition into the late game, these are going to be potential in-between decks, things like Ultimatum decks, Emergent or Teamer. Additionally, here in the late game, it could be a mono-black control deck or mono-black ramp Ugin kind of deal. I shouldn't say mono-black ramp, but mono-black control, which is still Ugin. Big red, I still see that once in a while. We'll see a lot of these decks come full circle, like the Doom deck here. Additionally, these could be the Dimir control decks, Yorion. It may also be the Sultai control or Sultai Yorion as well, or 4-color Yorion. So when we get to that point in the match or these late game matches, you're again going to take a look at Duress, Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Mystical Dispute. I would consider bringing Dance the Mance back in as well. So those are the things that I would take a look at. I would look at removing Glass Casket. I'd look at this space. I'd also look at Extinction Event as well there, in terms of things that I would certainly probably swap out. So very, very excited about this. And then one call out on the rogues, you're going to bring in the Cling to Dust. You got the Elspeth's Nightmare main board, which is going to be very helpful. You might want to bring in the Skyclave Apparitions as well, and potentially Doomscar. So Planeswalkers, with that said, that is the aggro, the mid-range, and the late game lineup. We talked about the strategy objective of the deck, how it operates with Doom Foretold, how we can pull things back, how we get continuous value, and additionally shut down the boards or early game to mid-range and drive out throughout that value chain on our hands here and our deck over time to close down these matches. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our best of one matchmaking here and competitive. Very, very excited, as I said, to be playing this. So I was super pumped to see this one make it big here. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, that deck was by Yang Claudio Key, so apologies Yang if I butchered that. I did do this mono green aggro deck as well yesterday, so you guys can check that one out. Super fun, played very well for us as well, but we are covering the #1 Channel Fireball Pro Showdown Yorion or Esper Yorion Doom deck today. So for those of you that are hopping in here, we covered the objective and the strategy of the deck. We talked about how we're going to board against the aggro, mid-range, and late game lineups for our best of 3. As always, I certainly appreciate ooh, this is a tough one. I'm actually going to keep this. I certainly appreciate you hopping in here. And this will be an interesting keep for me because it's slightly late and we're playing best of 1. Appreciate your support. Oh, there we go. Appreciate your support. Oh, there we go. We're even better now. As always, so please feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video. And also, you guys, you can like me, guys and gals, can like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this. This might be a Tibalts deck. Yes, absolutely. So this will be a fun match. Oh, very fun. Certainly fun. So bad news is I don't think we're going to get to it in time. Good news is we'll find out. Great ways to connect down below in the details. Sorry, that's a nice hit for them. Also, always appreciate the support from the patrons as well as our YouTube members. All right, if we can stick the Doom Foretold, we will be just fine here. They can pull my Yorion, which is too bad that they had Valky because that literally just saved them. It really did. So we don't have 2 plays here, which is too bad. So I'll save my Doom. Oh, such a bummer, such a bummer. If they would not have had the Valky, we would have been just fine. Unless it was like the other match where they had in their opening hand 2 Tibalt Trickeries. Yeah, there's no way I'm coming back from that. Look at this guy. I'll make him play it out. Because why not? What gave him all the double? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that starting hand, you guys. That is insane. They still had 2 Tibalts. They had 2 Tormod's Crypts. That is... I gotta give them kudos. ARONI, congratulations. That is probably the best starting hand I have seen. So very, very nice. What are we gonna get rid of? It actually does not matter at this point what we're gonna hit, to be honest. So we'll just get rid of that. Very, very impressive. 7, 6, 7, 6. So nothing that we're going to be able to do here, which is too bad. Would have been fun. We can at least get Ugin off and call it a day. We'll have some fun.
I learned much today.
Wow, that was impressive. Very, very impressive hand. Hey, they gave it to me. Look at that. What? No way. No way. ARONI, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Wow, I was not expecting that, but very, very cool. Nonetheless, you certainly had me destroyed. So, wow, 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 wow. Best Tibalts trickery hand I've seen. Thank you for the win. I truly appreciate that. I will I'll post this on Reddit, just that stint there too. So thank you, ARONI. Really, really, really. Not that it was like the CGB one where he got thrown into the Mythic qualifier because of it, but I truly, truly appreciate that. And thank you. So best hand, seriously. Best hand. I don't know what those odds are. Insane to hit something like that on all your draws. So, whew, all right. Now we'll get back into it. So, all right, we'll keep going with our number one Channel Fireball Pro Showdown, you guys. So again here, best of one. We got 2 left to go. Crazy Tibalt deck there. Seriously, so we could have came back if they wouldn't have had Valky there, but that was very, very kind of them. I will keep this. Very, very kind of them to give me the match like that. All right, so let's see what our opponent Flubble's going to do here. All right, so we'll do this. So we'll flash an Omen. We'll get to 3. We'll decide on what we want to do after that. We'll certainly have Omen. The challenge here is going to be if we can't stop them from getting that life gain. I will certainly take that. We'll get that out of the way. I needed the double for that, I guess, so that's fair. We'll block once. So they'll keep speaker for sure. I would get rid of selfless. All right. That works. We're going to run into a fast problem here. Let's dump Omen. We got your black again. We can do this. So they missed speaker on their turn. That's good for us. Very good for us. Drop them all. There you go. Hey, there we go. Look at that. That worked out nice. Flubble. Thank you. We didn't have to keep going. They actually could have got the angel going, and then we would have been in trouble. We would have had to sack our own stuff, and we had quite a way to go, but it certainly shut them down. Let's go ahead here into our next best of one. What a day, my friends, for best of one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oof. All right. Let's see what we got here. M. Fulcher. Oh, here we go. We go first again. Well, I'm not going to say no to this. We get a lot of digging, which I'm a huge fan of. And again, we're first. So it looks like Tybalt. Tybalt it is. Everyone's playing Tybalt today. Woo! Whew. That's all I'm gonna say. We need some of those counter spells. Let's get rid of that. I'll go here. I'll keep that. Here it is. Tybalt deck! Alright, let's see what you hit. Probably not going to be as nice as the other guy, huh? There you go. What do we give him? Ooh, I'm going to get rid of that one. Yeah, I guess they could have had the Tybalt. Yeah. Other way around. I could have hit it with Extinction Event. That's right. Oh. That's alright. This guy's not gonna be as nice. It's gonna happen. We'll take that though. 14.
Make no mistake. I'm not.
Neither of those are really gonna do too much. Ooh, there we go. That's not gonna do it for us, but 6. And go even. There you go. Ooh, that's a choice. That's a choice. They're gonna need to play Doom, because that would take out my Omen and my Foretold. That's what they're gonna need to do. There you go. Oh, we'll go full control. Actually, they won't be able to get it. There we go. We don't need that. We don't need a land. There we go. Thinking, you guys. Thinking there. That's big. Ooh, what do we got? Alright. Let's go 3. We'll grab that. Boom, 2 are gone. Woohoo! There we go. There we go. That's fine. Obviously, you can bring it back. I get it. That's okay. couldn't do it on the stack. That's all right. We will do... let's draw that one. And we'll do this. Ooh, do we want to do that yet? No, we don't want to do that yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these need to be 4. So we can do it next turn. We could have done it that turn, actually. Shoot, I screwed up. That's all right. That's too bad. I screwed up. Could have played Dance of the Mans. Could have brought back my stuff. Could have shut down Elspeth. And I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Let's grab another white. Ooh, that's game. I deserve that. If I would have played my Dance of the Mance 6 or more, sorry. X is 6 or more. We would have, well, we would have been able to pull stuff back and tied the board down. So we wouldn't have got the value off it that way, but we would have been just fine otherwise. I could have brought that in too. Wouldn't have been enough though. Maybe it would have. Maybe it would have been enough. I would have gained 2. I would have had a 2/2 blocker. I would have been okay. I would have been okay, and I could have danced for the Mance. Let's go back to view battlefield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could have danced for the Mance for the 6s. Oh, twice. Those are bad misplays on my part, you guys. Oh. Too much. Very, very fun best of 1 today. Very fun. We hit 2 Tibalt decks. It's okay. Everyone loves their Tibalt decks, but happy with that. Big shout out to, I think it was ARONI there for that first one. So let's go ahead now and dive into our best of 3 here. Again, we did the mono green aggro deck. We're playing the #1 Channel Fireball Pro Showdown deck, my friends, today. So big differences. We got a couple of new cards from Kaldheim. Not too different in terms of the generic strategy of this deck, but a couple additions that have certainly helped, to say the least. Now, before we play Jim here, for those of you that are hopping in now, just a big thank you as always. Do I want to keep this? I will keep this, even though I don't have the right lineup there. Big thank you as always. Please feel free to subscribe down over there. Additionally, feel free to like the video if you do. And if you're joining and missed the best of 1, we had a great best of 1. We went 2-1. We had a very nice opponent on a Tibalt deck that was super fun in our first matchup, and then hit another Tibalt deck in our last matchup, and I did misplay, I'd say twice actually, that could have turned that game around, but was very fun nonetheless. Should have took more time is what I should have done. Oh no, that's not good for us. So it looks like we're playing a mono blue control deck here, which, if that is the case, the deck that we have is not going to do as well. Honestly, it's not going to do as well. I'm going to try and flip this one in there. All right, good. I'm okay with that. So I'm okay with that for a couple things and reasons. Mainly because I can get this down now. Even though they can pull some Simulacrum, we can do a few things, which is going to be very important here. I should have made that blue. Should have made that blue. There's another one. That's too bad. Pull that. Ooh, I actually need the land. I will keep Elspeth, because probably an Ugin or something on the top end here. They didn't draw, so they gotta have an Ugin. Would be my guess. Field to Ruin. 8 for Ugin. We'll grab a blue. We'll see if they keep the counter game going. Ooh, I have to keep this actually. For our lovely friend there. That takes out Crawling Barrens. Mono blue control. There's Faceless. Okay. Shoot. That's not good. Behold! Now I wish I would have played the Archon. Until they drop Ugin. Then I don't wish that. Midnight Clock, there you go. Ooh, Raven. We'll get a few things here. Oh, they gave it to me. All right, we'll keep bumping in. We'll see if they give me that. I can't imagine they let that hit the board. Yeah, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not enough to grow. A very small little shark. Alright. We can deal with that. Down to 4. Counterspell or Behold. I'm gonna wipe it if I can. We'll see. We haven't hit any real big things, so maybe it's just the shark. We'll see. We do talk about the mono blue control, mono blue, quite a bit in the Discord. Oh, please hit me with Faceless. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. We'll keep that. That hits Faceless. They'll counter the Elspeth. Ooh, we did not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There you go. All ruined. It's not lethal yet. Not lethal yet. What's this guy? 5. It's a lot though. A lot of stuff. They actually misplayed. They had lethal there. If they would have actually just made their lands into things that they could have killed. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not gonna matter. Not gonna matter. Not gonna matter. They'll have the counter here, and they can hit me with the lands. No counter. Huh. They do have lethal though, with 4. So they're not running, at least in the main board, as many counters. I would expect they're going to dump a ton in there. Jim, my band. Ibanez. All right, so we'll go into the next one. We know that we need to pull in a bunch of counters here. Most of the stuff that we have is going to be worthless. If we need to wipe the board, we'll grab a Doom Scar. We'll grab these guys. We'll grab that. We didn't see him pull anything back. We'll grab those. Artifacts, we can run that. We don't need those. Eliminate's okay. This will kill his stuff, but they didn't play it like super well, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. I still like this. These guys are gone. I don't need those. 2 more. Elspeth Conquers Death is good, but it did not do what we needed to. Actually, let's stick with the Yorion and drop one of those. There's only like 2 guys that we can hit with that anyway. So here we go. I like this lineup. Do we go eliminate? Oh, I think we do these. We'll do 2 of those. We'll drop the, well, we'll do 1. Negates, Disdainful Stroke, Duress. I think that's all the better play here. All right, let's do that. Doomscar if we need to. So I'm going to assume that they're going to pull in a ton of counter spells now. So we'll see how this goes. But very, very fun. I'm very excited that we're playing a I'm going to keep this. I'm going to get that on the board. Very excited that we're playing a mono blue control deck here. I certainly think this got better too myself. Now, Treacherous Blessing can either hose us or it's going to help us quite a bit, so we'll see. Go to 3. Depends on what happens here. Okay. Do I want to drop? Let's drop an Emiria. Grab a white. We'll give it a shot. There's their counter. Grab a black. Try again. Here's the counter. Oh, no. That's all right. We'll lose on our treacherous, but that's okay. There we go. So how many is that? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can do 2 of those. What else do we have in there? They're gonna get their draw. That's okay. We're gonna do it right this time. Nope, we don't want to do that. Need him to sack. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we can save the Myria. That's fine. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Let's grab another blue. So we got plenty of counters on anything that's non-creature based. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I needed to grab another white. That's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can do this. There we go. White, white, white. We're going to make them burn as much stuff as we can here. What do I care about most? I will get rid of this. But I have to block. If they don't, we'll be in good position. That's fine. We'll do this. They can waste the 4. We'll do that. We'll see if they do that. They won't get Behold in. That's fine. So now they have no counter. So they can make the Faceless Haven. They can pop 2 sharks. So let's go 3. That'd be 3 left. They'll pull that. They can make 1 shark. They can block 1 guy. We'll wait. Oh, I had indestructible. Ah! Yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake on my part there. Shoot, I thought it was non-token, but it's non-angel. That was a mistake. Absolutely. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Alright, I think we're okay here, though. Because we can do it again. So we're going to do this, though. Alright, we don't make the mistake again. I think we're good. There we go. Oh, I missed it that first time. So we'll stick to what we have. I may pop back in an Elspeth for the sharks. And let's pop out. Let's pop out. The negates save me. Heartless Act did not do anything that time, so let's do that. Alright. Woo! Oof, oof, oof. There we go. Alright, Jim Ibanez. Alright, we got everything we need. I will keep this. We get the Raven's Warning. Finally, my friends. Finally, we get the Raven's Warning. So we'll see if we can get that on the board, and we'll go from there. I'm going to get rid of that. Well, do I have a turn 2? I do, but not value, so we'll keep it. There's their value. Is it a counter? Oh man, we're getting flooded. We'll try it. It's gonna get countered. It will certainly get countered. I would think they'll come. Ooh, maybe not. They didn't want to counter it, I guess. Not what I would have done, but okay. What do we want here? Let's do this. They do have the slips, though. They do have the slips, so don't forget that. What do I want to pull? I can pull a Cling. Pull a Yorion. There's Behold. Did we get it? Yeah. Big play. Big play for us there. That's okay. Four cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have a shark. That's what they're gonna have. So we can't attack in. There they go. Now we need an extinction event, which we could have pulled from the side. Ooh. Man, they are going for it. They are just hammering me. Good game. Good game. Mono blue control took us down. Seems like the right matchup for them, though, to be honest and fair. But nonetheless, well played. So very excited about that. Had a lot of fun with today's deck, my friends. Best of one was something else today. So glad that we were able to do that and catch that on video too for you. So let's go ahead and check out today's deck. Certainly action-packed, lots of fun. I don't think Esper Doom's going anywhere. I think it's certainly going to be a piece of the meta. I certainly think it's competitive and a lot of fun. We did happen to hit, I would say, probably one of the better ones that's got an ability to counter this deck, which is always the case, Arena. You love to pair us with decks that are going to be the right fit. So with that said, Planeswalkers, again, this was the #1 Channel Fireball Pro Showdown deck by Young Claudio Key, so congratulations on hitting #1. And best of one, we went 2-1. Great matches. You guys will have to check it out, and thank you on the sportsmanship there again for the Trickery deck. First match, incredible, absolutely incredible, you guys. So as I said, I'll probably post something on Reddit for that, so we'll see. So go check that out. You'll see that here today or tomorrow. Now with that, in terms of best of one, so the Doom decks are kind of in the middle, to be honest, more of a tier 2 deck ish. I'll say the same here. We did not hit what I would call the most like competitive decks, like the mono red, the mono white Lifegain, those kinds of things. Does this one stack well against it? Yes, it certainly is answers, but obviously like anything else, you got to hit those. It's gotten better with with the lands here too, so I did fail to mention that with the modal lands at the beginning, so that's a big call out with Kaldheim, so it does make this deck much better from that perspective as well. So that's where I think it sits in the meta in terms of best of one. Now best of three, Doom decks over time kind of got a little bit better. Again, I think these pieces helped. I think right now in terms of the meta, minus that mono blue deck that we played, which is like probably one of the worst matchups, or pure control deck that you could hit, we did well. We did go 1 and 2. We split it. They had a killer hand on that last match there, the double L runes, give me another turn, Epiphany, and all that stuff, plus the Ugin. Obviously not much we could do there, and we didn't build the right board state that we needed. We did get Raven's Warning on the board, which was pretty fun, but in terms of best of three right now, I would say again similar, probably tier 2 deck, probably middle of the pack. We'll see as things kind of evolve. Obviously, this deck is very capable. Like I said, it took down a ton of mono red snow aggro decks, which is big. And obviously, again, in terms of best of one, king of the roost there as well in terms of T1. So keep an eye out. Watch as this deck evolves. There's certainly other things that you could pull in there to make it a little bit different and work, but this played out really nicely. We got a nice creature based deck here at the start. Could use a little bit more on the control side for some of those later games just to make it a little bit better, but just my 2 cents there. So Planeswalkers, with that said, I hope you guys truly enjoyed today's matches. They were a lot of fun. Definitely unique in terms of what we've done. So really had a blast, and I hope you did too. I'm glad to be able to share that with you. Now, as always, truly, again, appreciate your support. Feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this. I am doing a ton of live streaming, trying to do Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. So stay tuned, you guys. It's a lot of fun, and I love chatting with you. Then hop in the Discord server. We got a great community in there. If you got questions, comments, let me know. Here to help. So with that, Planeswalkers, you stay safe. Don't freeze to death in the US. I know it's a polar vortex weekend kind of a deal. I think it's like -20 here or something crazy. So take care. We'll see you guys soon. And until next time, Planeswalkers, Mythras out. And we got a lot more stuff coming your way. Take care.